the heck is this? Danger, blasting. How gorgeous is that? You wouldn't think we're out in the middle of the desert, but we are. Just add a little bit of water, actually a lot of water, and the desert transforms into this beautiful oasis. You wouldn't even think we're in the desert, but we are. And that's why this place is so beautiful.
Beautiful, so beautiful.
You guys see the flowers? Huh? What are you guys doing? I got 1, 2. Is there any nuggets in those nose? That's a little baby. 3, 4. Gonna get some more. Oh, they're all over the place. Look at that. And look at the flowers up there on the hill. What are you guys doing? You look like you're gonna have babies. Hi, and you look like a baby. Look at them all. They're all over the place. They're in the trail. How am I supposed to go ride? They're standing out here in the trail. You're just a baby. I know, baby. I know. He's such a cute one. Ooh. So if you're out here in the open area, you should know this by now. Hi. You're gonna see lots of these guys, out here, because they're the descendants of the original burrows from the gold miners that were out here in the 1860s and up. All right, we're gonna let them go because I don't want them on the trail, because if another side-by-side comes by, they're gonna spook them. All right. He's so cute, look at him. Well, what? Look at that face. Look at him. That must be the mother right there. What? Oh, I'm taking you home. I'm taking you home. Come on, baby. Oh, you're so cute. You almost look like Walter. You're not Walter's brother, are you? You're such a pretty baby. Look at you. You're such a baby. Oh, are you gonna eat my finger? Huh? Ah. Yeah. He says, I want loving too, baby. I want some loving too. They're all over the place. Look at that.
I know.
He's such a baby. Oh, you're so pretty. He says, are you feeding us or not? No, I'm not gonna feed you. But I'll give you some loving. I'll give you some loving. You're just a baby. Look how big those ears are. Holy cow. You look just like Walter when he was a baby. Huh? You got yourself a friend. Hi, baby. Well, don't worry. They'll just make sure you don't put anything near his mouth, because he'll definitely chomp on. Meow, 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 meow. Woo. All right, guys, we have to go. I don't think they're gonna let us go. They got burrows all over the place. Huh? You're such a cute baby. Look at that. How could you not love that? I'm gonna take you home with me. You're so pretty. All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. Are you trying to take him home with you? Yeah. Oh, just like a big kitty cat. Oh, yo. All right, we gotta go. I know you're saying, Jeff, get on with sampling. We want to see some gold. Well, I'm giving you gold, yellow flower gold. You got to appreciate nature when she gives you stuff like this because you don't see it all the time. Enough jaw jacking. Let's get on and get it on. Yeah, that's why you need to bring one of these. This is from an area down there, so. All right, let's give it a shot. Ooh, this is nice. I could do this all day. Yeah. That's the neat thing about being in this area. All right, let me get my spectacles on. Let me check it out real quick. Oh, yeah! Super fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive around and look for more bedrock exposures, and that's what you should do too. It's the easiest way to get gold if you're in a gold producing district. And I recommend you get one of these. I see a lot of guys with their little dust brooms and stuff. Nope, this guy right here save you so much time. Now when you come up to places like this, see these waterfalls and these traps, this bedrock, this is a perfect place to sample. You can see that this is altered andesite. That's a no-brainer, chloritic andesite. This is a really good place to sample. And if you come down here, you can see all this beautiful exposed bedrock and all these cracks and crannies. It's another good place to sample. Here's some more of the andesite, which is very prominent in this area. All through here, beautiful place to sample. Oh, look at that. Now, who could tell me what that is? That's an oddball. That shouldn't be here. So we're gonna take a little sample here and see what's in all this beautiful bedrock. It goes all the way down. There's another wash over there. I'm gonna have to sample him. There is a huge operation on the hill here. Yeah, look at that munker. Isn't that nice, huh? That's what I'm talking about. This is brecciated quartz. See how the quartz has been fractured and then re-cemented? This can be very rich in your hydrothermal systems where the original vein structure has been crushed because of the different fault planes shifting, and then a new fluid assemblage has come up and re-cemented this again with a fine grain mass. And a lot of times, all these different episodes crushing and re-cementing can have great gold values in there. And you can see all the hematite in there. See that? And this is what a lot of prospectors look for, is this brecciated quartz with all this beautiful red fine grain mass cementing it all together. Look at this beautiful dike. This silicified dike. Oh, you see it? This is andesitic. It's got quartz in it. And you can see it's in this older chloritic andesite. So this is newer than this. And you can see where the chill margins here, where it actually cooled and baked the surrounding rock. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Oh yeah, the portal. One of many. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, and the stopes are massive. Look at that. Oh, and I didn't bring my gear with me, and I'm not getting stuck in here again. Beautiful samples out here. Oh, I gotta take a couple of them and see what's inside. Man, and it's got its own mill too. Now, if a mine has got its own mill, you know that that mine was doing very good. Very rich material coming out of it. Very productive. Remember what I said about when you explore the desert, you never know what you're gonna find? Well, look what we found. We found Fort Reds. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, a good place to wet my whistle. I wonder if anybody's there. Let's go check it out. Anybody here? Can I help you? Isn't this nice? I can have lunch in here all day long.
Fort Red sits about 3.5 miles northwest of Oatman, and it sits in a wash paralleling Silver Creek Wash just to the north. To get there from Oatman, simply travel north to Gold Road, make a left on Silver Creek Wash Road. It's a dirt road, so be careful. Make your first right on Moss Mine Road, and then make another right on Moss Back Road. Head up that wash, take the road in the middle, and it'll take you directly to Fort Reds.
And Reds wants to thank these people right here. That's right. Reds, retired extremely dangerous seniors. I love it. That's pretty cool, huh? Enjoy, but don't destroy. So if you guys come out here, make sure that there ain't no graffiti or junk out here. And we're gonna do our best to make sure this area is clean too. So remember, always leave an area cleaner than when you found it. Ooh, what is this? A lot of vegetation. I see water tanks. These are panning tubs. I knew it. They brought them out here for me. It's the GoFundMe Pawnee Wildlife Project. Please do not touch. And this is all for the wild animals. Of course, they got their trail cam right there. And that way they know if anybody comes out here and messes with it. Or maybe they just want to see the wildlife that comes out here. But this particular adit right here, see how they drove this down into this porphyry? And of course, it's all water down in there. You see that? And so what they're doing is they're pumping it out and putting it in these tanks. That's really cool. And here I thought it was for me, so I would have a panning station, so I wouldn't have to get into that creek. All right, now you see these? These are fantastic. These are old prospect pits from the old timers. And of course, it wasn't good enough for them, but it could be enough for us. And you can see the vein right there that they were following. I always recommend that when you find these, look for mineralization in the quartz. If it's just plain white bull quartz, forget about it. There's nothing in it. But if you use your jeweler's loupe, like you should have when you're out here, and you see any kind of mineralizations, especially around the vugs, then go ahead and grab those. Just do a grab sample, crush it up, pan it with a little jet dry in the water, and then inspect with your jeweler's loupe. And that'll tell you if this is worth putting a claim on and mining it. These are perfect. I love finding these, because these are the ones that aren't on any maps because they weren't big enough. But it could get richer as you go down. All right, I'm gonna check for any mineralization, then I'll do a grab sample. Now you can see the silica vein right here. You see it? Quartz. And where does it go? It goes right to that portal, and then it goes right up there on the hill. And I can see a cut right there. So this would be part of the vein system itself. And if I had to guess, the vein continues off that way. That's why I always say if you find a rich vein, or even if it's on another claim, just draw a straight line out away from it, trench it, and see if you can find the rest of it. Because sometimes it'll pop up, but it's only a few inches under the surface. And you can have your own gold mine. This is what I'm talking about on the mineralization. Blacks, browns, reds. Here's a better shot of the vein. You can see it over there. It's about 3 to 4 feet wide right there. And you can see the footwall and the hanging wall. It's very defined. Well, I'm gonna say most of the values are along the hanging wall, which is very common. And you can see the banding in the quartz. And that's typical as you have silicates and carbonates, and silicates and carbonates alternate as you have many episodes of the hydrothermal fluids coming up through this fissure, forcing it open, more and more deposition, more movement here on the fault line, and then of course more fluid being injected up through here. Now most of the time on veins like this, you'll see that most of the vein is barren. It's white, we call it bull quartz, but if you look on the outer margins, you'll see banding, and it's the banding where all the gold is gonna be. The reason why is because the first fluids to be injected into this fall system didn't have anything in it. It was all bull quartz. The reason why is because of Bowen's reaction series. As the chambers are cooling, most of the lighter materials, the felsic material is coming up, has nothing in it. All the gold is gonna come up at a later episode. So you look for the banding on the outer edges of these structures. And in all my years of chasing these hydrothermal systems, most of the values are always gonna be in the hanging wall. See the road right here, this dirt road? And look at this. If you didn't know what you were doing, this is pretty much gonna be it for you right here. So what they did is they sunk this shaft here because they were trying to get up underneath this quartz vein, and they did a really good job. Do you see that? So what they would typically do is they would find an outcropping like they did here up on the top of the hill. Then they would drop a shaft in either on the vein itself or right next to it, get down as far as they can, get up underneath it, and then do a bunch of overhand stoping to the surface. Let gravity pull it all down into the chutes. And that's what they did here. So my point is, when you're out here and you're driving around in your side-by-side or your motorcycles, be careful, because some of these areas aren't fenced off. You drive up over a hill into one of those, ain't nobody gonna pull you out. And you can see where the overhand stope comes up here to the surface. This is why you gotta be careful when you're running around these hills, because you might not see nothing and you slide right into this munker and it's gonna hurt real bad. And if you didn't know it was here, you would think, oh, it's just a small little prospect. No, that's the top of an overhand stope that daylights. You gotta be careful with that. So you know what I'm gonna say, huh? Oh, you better smash that like button. No, so come on, let's go. Oh yeah, here's the shaft. It's seen better days. Look at that, there's part of the head frame too. Yeah, you can see the lagging and how they cut everything. Oh, let's do a... Yeah, he looks pretty good actually. Yeah, he's got some depth to him. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, that looks real good. Nice. Well, it's in great shape. You go down there, no problem. Nice timber. Wow, look at this cut. Let's see if you guys out there can determine exactly what structure they're chasing, okay? Wow, look at this huge cut on the side of this. Oh, and there's bighorn sheep up there, see them? Way up there on the top. There they are. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can tell right away what they were following just by looking at this thing. All right, we're gonna get a closer look. There, can you see it? Do you see this huge chloritic andesitic dike right here? That is what they were chasing. This guy right here. And they took down the rest of the mountain to get to it. Look at these chill margins. Look at this, I want to show you these chill margins. See this? See this black line? This is part of the chill margin. It came up really, really fast. It didn't have a lot of time to cook the surrounding host rock. But you have this beautiful looking rhyolite here, and then you have this green chloritic andesite here. You can see the chill margin right there, you see it? And right here, you have a xenolith, which was caught up in this material as it was coming up, it brought it with it. It is fine grained, but I can see a lot of Plagioclase Feldspar in there.
The Daisy mine was started in 1984 when gold prices started to rise. Huge amounts of labor and money were invested in removing millions of metric tons of rock, which was the overburden necessary to be removed in order to gain access to this particular vein structure. This mine was classified as a low-grade, high-tonnage strip mine. Evidence of weathering and oxidation can be seen in the vein structure as you travel further up the face. The vein itself has a 75 to 80 degree dip, dipping to the northwest, which is typical of vein structures in this area, and has produced over 240,000 ounces of gold. The mine was shut down in the late 80s due to the price of gold falling below the threshold of $800 an ounce. If you look carefully at the very top, you will see a family of bighorn sheep that seem to defy the laws of gravity as they maneuver around the top of this vein structure.
Look at this beautiful dike of rhyolite. You see that? And the host rock that it was in, which was softer and older, has weathered away, leaving this guy exposed. And this particular rhyolite has been silicified, which means there's a lot of quartz veinlets running through it. They saw this on the hill and they sunk a very deep shaft to get down to the bottom of it because they wanted to see if there was any values below, because a lot of times this outcropping will have leached out a lot of its minerals. Well, evidently they didn't find anything because I don't see an ore bin here. I don't even see hand stacking, but I see a deep shaft. Would you like to see it? Now that's a deep one right there. Now, if you look against this side here, you can see where this rhyolitic dike travels down and they're following it down. And you can see on both sides, I've got more altered rhyolite, and then I've got this newer rhyolite intrusion coming up through here. And because this guy was injected later, it probably has more mineralization in it than this rhyolite. And here, of course, this is the rhyolitic dome that it's hosted in. Here you can see that silicified rhyolitic dike coming through here. And this is what got them excited right here. You can see where they blasted the heck out of it. Look at this. Black manganese oxide. That is always a winner on these guys. Beautiful looking material. But I will pull some samples and then we can crush them up later, see what we got. Oh, there's the moss mine. You can see a haul truck. See him going up the hill? That's all waste material in the back of that huge haul truck. 40 ton in that haul truck. Do you see what I see? Okay, I got altered andesite on both sides, hanging wall and footwall. It's altered a little bit. I can see veinlets, a little bit of stockworks in there, ladder veins. But look what came right up, what they were following down. You see that? See that basalt? Yeah. Now, are you guys figuring this out? And look, see that? You've got quartz on the left, quartz on the right, and in the middle you have what? Altered basalt. See that? That is really, really tasting, and that's why they dropped this shaft here. Although it don't look like it's too deep, maybe about 50 feet. Okay, it's deeper than 50 feet. And the quartz veins on both sides, if you look at them at a jeweler's loop, they've got small inclusions of pyrite in it. So that's why they were chasing this. Of course, manganese oxide, which is in the mix. We're on the back side of the moss mine, obviously. And look at this, somebody brought up all this gear. You imagine somebody was hiking around up here, found an outcropping, and they wanted to drop a shaft to get down into it, follow that vein down. But look at this. Here's the original hoisting works right here. You see that? And look at the size of that monker. Woo-hoo! That's part of the hoisting drum. Wow. Can you imagine trying to get that thing up here? Yeah, and then put it together? Because it comes in pieces, you know that, right? And then here's the foundations where it all sat. Jeez, it's a monster, a monster! I'm always amazed at the size and scale of the equipment they had back in the old days, and it was always made out of cast iron, obviously. But man, they got that thing up here, put it together, and that tells me that this shaft has got to be pretty deep. The official rock test. All right, here we go, pay attention. Ah. Oh, it's deep, but there's water down there. And that's no big surprise. A lot of these mines have water in them. The reason that is because obviously the water table is really shallow here. In fact, you've got water coming up out of the ground right down here in some of these arroyos. Never know what you're gonna find out in the desert when you're wandering around. Look at this old building here. Isn't this cool? Now, I don't know if this was a miner's cabin or if it was like a trading post or not sure what it was. It's pretty good size. And I don't see, oh, there was a front on this right here. I don't see a fireplace. You gotta have a fireplace out here. So if any of you guys know what this building used to be, leave me a comment down below because I would really like to know. Now, anytime you see something like that, corrugated metal with a bunch of rocks on it, chances are that's a high grade pile. Miners would stack them up out here, then they would bag them, put them on pack mules, send them into a mill to have them crushed. Like I said, that's why it's always important to bring a jeweler's loop so that you can take an eyeball peek into this stuff, because it's gonna be real hard for you to tell what's in here just using your eye. Oh, you see these purple flowers? Loving those purple flowers. They're all over the place. It's nice. Wow, there's toys everywhere out here. Look at that, it's like a freeway of toys. It's toy paradise, huh, sweetie? Wow, look at them all. Anyway, we're gonna get on out of here because the sun's dropping low and it's getting cold out here. But I know you enjoyed the video. I'm not even gonna ask, so you smash that like button, smash it hard. And if you know something about this area around Oatman that we don't, maybe some secret places, why don't you start up a conversation, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. I'm sure everybody else down there would love to hear it too. You'd love to hear it, huh, sweetie? Yeah! So next time, this is Jet Williams and who? Leela. That's right. Saying you like these outdoor exploring videos because they're so much fun. Well, I'm teaching you how to find that AU so you can go get some. So come on, let's go!